But my childhood, I think, for all the compliments Dia just gave me, the truth is, I come from a defense background. My father's from the Indian Air Force. So all throughout my growing up years, I had a very humble start, and thank God for that. I had the kind of start where everything had to be earned in life. Everything. I went to a Hindi medium school, so I had humble friends. I had people who were studying there not because they were sent to get a good education, but because they really understood the value of that education. They wanted that. I learned adaptability pretty early in life, because when your father's posted every 3 years to different parts of India, you don't have one set of friends or one set of family that you connect with. You have to adapt, you have to constantly keep moving. I think some of that Dia hugely influenced the person I was becoming or was going to become. Of course, it became far vast and more beautifully influential by the time I was in an international stage. But domestically, at home, I got the best kind of life lessons that I could get very early on. No social media, no YouTube, no internet, nothing. It was just interpersonal, people to people. So when you have that kind of a childhood, one of the things you learn is automatically how to be articulate, to speak clearly what you want. You don't imagine people understanding what you meant, but what you said. And that, if you notice, Dia Mirza also has in complete abundance. Something that I have to say, I know her since she was a baby, literally a baby. And she was competing for her first competition, and what connected us back then was also the fact that we had a very similar upbringing. We had the same kind of choices to make pretty early in life, and when you get that, you're automatically grounded, because you never forget where you came from, who you are, and that is never left for other people to decide. It is a truth you live by and hopefully never lose sight of as you evolve and grow.
That was incredible. Who would have thought that something as simple as adaptability can define your voice? I touched upon your authenticity. It's extraordinary. And it has shown through over the years in every choice you've made. But to be able to find that authentic voice, every one of us needs someone to show us that we can. I am made of something that is special. Who is that person that made you believe that you were unique, you were beautiful, and you were special?
Well, that's a good question, Dia, because I think it was a cumulative effect. Needless to say, my mother is right at the top of that list of people. Yes, we will applaud her. She's an amazing lady, amazing. But it was also my Bapi Dadu, my grandfather, my mother's father. He was actually that influence, because I spent a lot of my time growing up with him, where his favorite thing to say was, "Koi parota nahi." So what if you're a girl? Don't let someone tell you just because you're a girl you can't do this, you can't do that. Oh, your father said that. Then don't tell him I told you so. But he would always tell me that, Shona, you have one life and a unique DNA. You are born to be different. You are different. So you don't have to really try to be different. You just have to realize more and more who you are, and you're automatically different. Sometimes people will applaud that. Sometimes you will be distanced from groups of people because they disagree. It's okay, let them disagree. But if you can consistently agree, they will agree with you one day, because acceptance always follows rejection. But the problem is, we give up the minute we are rejected. You hold on to that feeling and it turns to acceptance. And when it does, people look back and say, she did everything right. No, she made a lot of mistakes. She made plenty of them. But the only good thing about those mistakes were they were lessons and she learned them. And they were her mistakes. They were not protection from other people's idea of mistakes. So I think that people like Bapi Dadu, my mom, my father in his own right, my family. So again, I go back to the fact that it was not a time where, unless you were a reader, a voracious reader like she is. Dia is like every book she's read. It's scary to talk to her about books. She's like, oh, that one. Which volume are you talking about? No, that was not the writer was this one. And I'm just like, इसके सामने ना books के बारे में बिल्कुल बात नहीं करेंगे. We're not going to talk about books. And I wasn't a bookworm. So my education was not from getting online and having inspiring, iconic examples. That came after Miss Universe. But growing up, it was family, it was friends, it was the Panwala who made tremendous sacrifices to send his son to school. He was an inspiration. It could be the president of a country. It didn't matter. I grew up with inspiration around me because I was a person who loved being inspired. Anyone could inspire me because I was so open to it. And that remains true even today, Priya. Anytime I can find it anywhere, I'll take it.
Yeah, I recognize that. It's something I totally identify with because there is inspiration around us everywhere. Nothing could be more true. You know, I've watched you raise two beautiful girls, Renee and Alisa. And what I love about the way you've raised them is that, of course, you've offered them incredible love and support. And you've done it with clarity and purpose. But is there something that you wish they would definitely learn? And know that a lot of their life lessons you would like for them to learn organically through life experiences, just as you did. Because itna hi sikhaya ja sakta hai. But if there is one thing you would definitely like for them both to learn and know, most definitely, what would that be?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a truth. I'm guessing all of you are parents here, mostly, right? Now you can inspire your colleagues, you can inspire a nation, but you cannot inspire your children. It's like, ghar ki murgi dal barabar. You know,
No, that's not true.
No, it's true.
They are in awe of you.
Yeah, they can be at times in awe of their mother, but inspired.
When they're not in rebellion, they are in awe.
No. I mean, I've had my younger one sometimes come and say, why do people take so many pictures with you? So I said, because, I'm a little famous, I'm an actor. What actor? You don't even do films. Alisa, can you not say that like soberly, because that's actually a fact. It is a fact, but it's embarrassingly true sometimes, so that they say things that really thumps it, hits you. So no, inspired I don't know. But I've always wanted my children to be authentic people. This I know. So whenever they come to me and say, Ma, what do you think we should do this or that? And I'll say, what do you feel like doing? I will bring them to that answer, but I will not tell them the answer. This has been a practice that I have done since they were very little. Also taught them the value of having opinions, so that nobody tells you what to do all the time. You must have an opinion. Good, bad, ugly, acceptable, not acceptable, no. I think in a nutshell, Dia, what I would want my children more than anything else to have is